Semifinal number 2, the Chief, Brian-Himmler, up against Paul Koehler. Now, advantage or disadvantage for Paul? He's had to sit and wait a long time.
Well, I think it's an advantage. If Paul Koehler wins this match, he doesn't sit the next match. He goes right into the championship match. I think it's a bigger disadvantage for Brian. He had to sit.
Lips tightly pursed, starts out with a strike on the left-hand lane. The wild card, Brian-Himmler, defeated Steve Wilson in the first match tonight, 216 to 188.
Again, a ball that's laid down by the left gutter, going out to about the 10th board, 19.5 miles an hour. Lots of power Brian-Himmler possesses. Great opening shot by PK.
7 regional titles, still looking for win 1 on the PBA circuit. 10 years he's been out of Stuart, Florida, the right-hander.
I talked to Paul Koehler 2 days ago, Jim. I said, you know what? I bet this format is something that's really going to turn your career around. He says, Randy, I think you're absolutely right. 2 days later, he's 1 game away from bowling for $40,000.
Said he is very, very hungry to win a title. Soft hands, that helicopter spin, and a lot of axis rotation, huh?
Yeah, he's Paul Koehler can really hook it, and he can hook it with anybody out here. And I think that's part of what's been his problem. He used to hook it too much. He's now trying to learn to get a little softer with his hand to get the ball to push down the lane. Worked real well this week. And for a change, we have 2 guys that are playing similar lines. And it's working.
After he qualified as the wild card, he went and watched the second half. The Redskins, Packers last night, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that was worth it.
He had the under.
Yeah. See the full grip? Brian-Himmler really spreads that index finger out to help his hand rotate around the bowling ball. Ball was left of target, never got the ball to push far enough to the right, and one of the problems with the big hook is when it doesn't hit the pocket, you can be left with some ugly stuff. And he knew it. He's like, oh God, give me something I can make. The 3-4-6-10. Good effort.
Second TV show for the Chief after a 6-month layoff. Close on the spare, huh?
Yep, he needed to get the ball just a little bit further right of the 3-pin. It's not a spare that we do a lot of practicing on to try to make the 3-4-6-10. In fact, I'm not even sure I've ever left one. Of course, I don't throw a big hook either.
Paul, his biggest check was back at the 95 U.S. Open. It was $24,000 back then, $40,000 if he were to win tonight.
And finished second to Dave Husted. This ball was looking for a big piece of the head pin, and Paul's very happy that he just left the 4-pin. And he switches to a really ugly ball to shoot a spare. What do you make of that?
The ball, the rotation.
The ball.
His mom, Yvonne, is watching back in Stuart, Florida. And Paul will be a new daddy soon, huh?
Yes. Paul's expecting
Baby boy.
Baby boy, December 10th.
Right. Says he's got his daddy's genes. That put that competitive instinct into him there. Maybe he'll pass that along to his son. Said also his mom was very, very supportive of his bowling career, huh?
Yep. Watch this ball going a little high flush. 9-pin standing. Gets knocked out. And watch this reaction. Yvonne came out of her seat on that shot.
Yeah, there's nobody sitting in that couch in Stuart, Florida right now. All right, Professor, how do you make this?
Well,
is it makeable?
Yes, it's makeable. It's like shooting a 310. You got to get the ball over into here, throwing the 3-pin over into the 4-7. The ball deflects into the 10-pin.
And you've made how many of those? 100.
None.
In your dreams.
I try not to leave them. Oh yeah!
Oh!
Well, he got a little practice from the shot before that.
Fastest ball we've seen tonight. 22.
Excuse me, Jim. Yeah, and that was to keep it on line. When he lets go of it, he knew he had a chance of making that. just like I drew it up. Okay, I got lucky. He made it. Now what Brian needs to do is he needs to get the ball to push further right on the lane, whether it's manipulating with his wrist and spinning it more, but he's got to find something to keep the ball to the right of the head pin. All right, well, that's better.
You know, we're giving you the ball velocity tonight, and in the weeks ahead, we take a look at some of the nuances and the technology. We'll take a look at the board locations, some hand rev rates, entry and launch angles.
CAT system tells you exactly what your ball is doing when it leaves your hand.
That came from downtown Moline down the river.
That ball was just way right.
Feet don't fail me now. Time to take a look at our Dexter footwork of the pros.
Solid leverage is what Paul's after this week. For him, the approaches were slippery, so he used a #1 red horseshoe heel and a #2 sole for better traction. This gives him better balance and leverage, which enables him to make great shots on a real demanding condition. See what happens with the big hook. You can throw a lot of strikes, but when you don't hit the pocket, you're left with real ugly stuff. Right now, Paul holding on to a 2-pin lead. Coming up high, leaving the 3-pin. And again, the shot on the right lane, got it too far right, left himself with a 5-count washout. Goes to the left lane, and the first thing he's thinking is, don't get this one too far right. Gets the ball left, and it's got no chance of getting to the 1-3.
I'm glad you said washout. That's how Paul spent the day, doing laundry and calling mom. That's what he told us last night. Said he was going to do the laundry, right? Go to the mall and talk to his mom and his fiancée, Christine. We're live in Peoria. Stick around.